time for draft day, and today we are drafting NFL quarterbacks, current NFL quarterbacks. So, CJ, I have one rule for you. You get one financially sound by your metrics pick within this draft. You cannot pick the most mid quarterbacks in the league simply because they are on what you would consider a bargain deal for their team.
Okay. What I would consider a bargain deal. What I would consider a good deal. A good deal is a good deal. If you got a quarterback who's got the production of a Brock Purdy and you got him on a deal under $10 million, that's just a universally good deal. I would make the same case.
I would make the top 10 quarterbacks.
I would make the same argument for Justin Herbert right now, who's still on the rookie deal. I think Trevor Lawrence is, if I'm not mistaken, still on his rookie deal. Joe Burrow is. I do believe he's on the rookie deal.
Become the highest paid quarterback in the league.
So
but yes.
that's not by my opinion. That's just factual. I won't do that though.
Okay, thank you.
I will, however. This is
the integrity.
This is my challenge to myself.
Okay.
To not be negative. I'm gonna not say anything bad about any of these dudes.
Wow.
This segment.
That's so big of you.
Yeah, I'm a big man, Jessica.
All right. Cue up draft day, drafting best current quarterbacks in the NFL. Who gets the first pick?
Do we have anything, Jacob? We probably don't. Rock, paper, scissors for it. Ready? No, let's do even odd. Even odd.
Okay.
On the count of three, show. You want odd or even?
Wait, what's even odd?
Oh, God. Rock, paper, scissors. We don't have time for this. On shoot. Ready?
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. All right, here we go. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. I got the first pick. And the first pick is easy. It's Patrick Mahomes. The pick I wanted was third. Having that first pick outside of this group of four is so very, very important. Because everybody's top four is I would assume the same. Go ahead. Your pick.
All right. You don't want to expand on Patrick
Do I need?
Mahomes?
Okay, fine. Let me look at my notes and expand on Mahomes.
He is one of one. He is Patrick Mahomes.
Ridiculous. 73 completions over 20-plus yards. The next closest guy is Jared Goff, who has only 57 of those. That means 4 times a game on average. Patrick Mahomes is pushing that thing down the field 20-plus yards. He has one of the quickest releases in the game. He has remarkable arm talent. He can make throws from ridiculous arm angles. You can pressure him if you want to, and you'll get there. He'll get that thing out. And not only is he getting it out, he's getting it out throwing somebody open, and they catch the ball. And because you brought the blitz, that means you're in man, and he just threw somebody open, and they are gone. Patrick Mahomes is a phenomenal quarterback, truly one of those once-in-a-generation type of guys, and I don't believe he's done winning Super Bowls, plural. So give me Mahomes.
Easy pick, and only further put himself in elite territory playing through that ankle injury last season. I don't think the second pick is a surefire, obvious selection, and I honestly am torn between two, but I am going to go with Josh Allen. I will take Josh Allen with my number 2 pick because there are times when you watch Josh Allen and you think he is the best quarterback in the league. And then there are times you watch Josh Allen and he throws a red zone interception and you think, why did you throw that? But he has the courage to make those kind of throws. He has the courage to just do insane runs. He is like a mixture of a bull and a gazelle hybrid into a single human being, the way that he is able to run with the ball sometimes. Obviously a tough season for the Bills last year, but he continues to advance in his position as a leader, help that team make their way through the entire DeMar Hamlin situation. I'm a little biased, but I will take Josh Allen instead of who I would assume you will take with the third pick.
I guess so. Fine, because I'm pretty sure who I would take is going to be available after you.
Okay.
I'm gonna take Burrow. He's got a quick release, remarkable talent in the pocket. Just one of those. That's why these dudes are in everybody's tier 1 of quarterbacks. That's why Burrow is in everybody's tier 1 of quarterbacks. They all do something phenomenal. They're all different in that tier. And Burrow's he makes reads quickly and he gets that thing out fast. And so I think that Burrow, who is a bit too stationary for my liking, is still phenomenal. still phenomenal. So I'll take Joey B. Was that negative?
No, that was very
Okay.
nice.
All right.
All right. I don't know who you were taking. And this is where things get complicated.
Because it's
a game of chess. It's a draft.
Are we outside of tier 1 quarterbacks for you?
I think so.
Okay.
My tier
stops
1
right
is
there.
Mahomes,
Okay.
Burrow, and Allen. And outside of that is a mix of quarterbacks. And I'm going to take one because I want to make sure that you don't take him. I'm going to take Lamar Jackson, who is the biggest. My eyeballs tell me this is one of the best quarterback in the league. Like, your eyeballs don't lie. When you watch Lamar Jackson play football, and I will say the durability factor is an issue. For me, the durability factor is more of an issue than his arm strength. He can throw the football. And I think this year with the new offensive coordinator, he'll have the opportunity to do that even more so. He actually ranks 4th in expected points per play since 2018. And it just goes to show that he is able to make those plays with his arm. He obviously can make just the most ridiculous video game-like plays with his legs. And you watch it all the time, full stop. So I'll take Lamar Jackson, who I thought you might pick. But based on your reaction, I might have just wasted my pick.
No, that's because I think that's where the tier stops.
Okay.
I think that when you factor in all these quarterbacks in that tier are freaks of nature at something, be it Joe Burrow, who's able to get the ball out in 2.5 seconds, which is the fastest in the NFL, or was the fastest in the NFL last year, according to Next Gen Stats, behind only Tom Brady. And Brady's not in the NFL no more. So that's the quickest draw in the league. You got Mahomes, who's doing ridiculous things, throwing the ball from all different types of angles. You got Josh Allen, who's just a physical freak out there on the football field, inviting you to come hit him because you can't bring him down. And Lamar Jackson, what he can do, he can throw the football. Let's be clear. He can throw the football. You add on to it the type of athlete he is running the football. Last year, over 700 yards, about 760 yards rushing the football, and he didn't play 5 games. And he was still second, only to Justin Fields, who had, I think, 1120 or something like that. Yeah, Lamar Jackson, to me, is that guy. He's also an MVP. Yes. And you don't just luck up and get one of those.
They don't grow on trees.
So let me. I would have taken him.
Okay. Your next pick?
I was hoping you would take somebody else. I was gambling a little bit there. Oh gosh. And right here is where I kind of start throwing darts at the board a little bit. There are some flaws with these quarterbacks, but they are, for their position, they're still really, really good. And I will take. Give me Tua. I'll take Tua.
Ooh, interesting.
I'll take Tua. Let the NFL in average yards per pass attempt 8.9. I like if you aren't going to be one of those sorts of freaks, you need to be able to push the ball downfield for my liking. And Tua's gets the ball out quickly. His average completed pass in the air, his completed air yards, 8.5.
Okay.
So he's throwing. Not only is he throwing the ball, pushing the ball down the field, but he's completing the passes. You only need 10 yards to get a first down, and he's giving you 8.5 per completion through the air, and that's just through the air. That's not receiver catching the ball on the screen, breaking a couple of tackles and getting that. No, when he hits the receiver, that receiver is about 9 yards down the field on the completion. So give me Tua.
This was another surprise. You have left me with the opportunity to draft someone I did not think would be available at number 4. I will take Jalen Hurts. And Jalen Hurts' evolution as not just a runner, but also a passer in the second half of last season is why the Eagles, one of the many reasons why the Eagles ended up in the Super Bowl last year. First quarterback in NFL history to have 10 rushing touchdowns and a 100-plus passer rating in a season. We have not seen him in a ton of 2-minute drills, so in terms of his ability to lead his team to late-game wins, there's still something to be desired. We didn't have the opportunity to see it in the Super Bowl because Kansas City got the pass interference call. They were able to kick the field goal. They win the Super Bowl. The one time we did see it with Jalen Hurts last season is when they played the Commanders, and the Eagles ended up losing to the Commanders. So still some room to grow there. Obviously, his connection with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith is spectacular, but Jalen Hurts, and the fact that he is in this conversation, considering the conversations about Jalen Hurts going into last season, just shows the remarkable year that he had in Philly, and I'm excited to see what he does again.
Does a decent job taking care of the ball, 8 yards per pass attempt, good for 4th. And he's one of 5 quarterbacks who rushed the ball more than 100 times.
Yep.
So he can do a lot of different things. Those other quarterbacks who rush the ball more than 100 times: Fields, Jackson, Allen, Jones.
Who's your last pick?
Oh, we got 2 more picks, Jessica.
Oh.
Yeah, we got 2 more picks.
You're so serious right now.
It's hard. It's
Your
hard.
next pick?
My next pick. Again, we still throwing darts at the board. So when we got started with this, I knew 1, 2, 3, 4. I would get 2 of those. Mm-hmm. So whatever order you have, these 4 in: Burrow, Mahomes, Allen, Jackson.
Right.
I knew I would get 2 of those. And then the next ones, it's like, oh, she's probably going to take so and so, and I'll be able to get at least 2 of the players that I really wanted. Tua was one of them. Hurts was another one that I really, really wanted, but you ended up taking Hurts. Give me Geno Smith.
Oh, phew.
Give me Geno.
Oh, thank God.
I don't know why you think God. You knew. Like, you knew. Players who threw more than 100 passes. Geno was the most accurate. 70%. 70% accuracy. I think it's 69.8 to be exact, but let's round that up to a 70. 4th in the NFL in passing touchdowns last year. One of only 4 quarterbacks with over 30 touchdowns on the season last year. Geno Smith's accurate. Now, is he throwing people open? I'm not sure if he's doing that. I don't think he's doing that. But if you're open, he's going to get it to you, and he's going to put it on the numbers. He's going to put it someplace where you can catch it, and then maybe that's the next step for him, putting it where you can catch it and then make a play. Not just catch it and then go down immediately. Give me Geno Smith.
I like that pick, but I mostly like it because I knew I could trust you. I knew you wouldn't take my favorite quarterback and I could let him fall to my 4th pick. And I was given a text from my Yoda, my teacher, my educator this morning. Mr. Chris Luther texted me and said, "Remember not to draft Herbert too high. CJ won't pick him. Ha. And he also just texted me, wait on Herbert, get him 5th. I'm not risking it. With my 4th pick, I am taking Justin, not just a social media quarterback, Herbert. He is awesome. And I am mesmerized watching Justin Herbert play football many a times. And one of my favorite stats is that over the last 2 seasons, the Chargers' defense and special teams combined to rank 28th in the league. And the Chargers still found ways to win football games, and a lot of that sits on the shoulders of Justin Herbert. Thinking back to the Chargers-Dolphins game last December when Justin Herbert just had a slew of ridiculous throws, almost a perfect game from him. It was his biggest talents on display, where he just finds those super tight windows that a lot of quarterbacks can't make those throws, and Justin Herbert does it time and time again. Oh, we have highlights of Justin Herbert as well. Other Jacob coming through. Let's go. That's why Other Jacob is the best. Here to help fuel the Justin Herbert fan train. I am very excited because this season, obviously the Chargers got a new offensive coordinator in Kellen Moore. Excited to see what that means in terms of opening up Justin Herbert's game a little bit more. He has a crazy good arm. He threw for 4,739 yards last season, 25 touchdowns, just 10 interceptions, and 93.2 QBR. He had 5 300-plus yard passing games, and Justin Herbert is just at the beginning of showing what he can do. He is not theoretically a good quarterback. He is a good quarterback on the verge of being a great quarterback.
Super accurate. And the next step in his game, maybe Kellen Moore unlocks this, is now take a shot, take a chance down the field, because he's from all reports, and when you watch him play, the arm talent would lead you to believe it's there. And he's just one of those who's kind of, he goes by the script. He doesn't go off script enough for somebody as talented as he is. I think that he would push the ball down the field a bit more if he felt empowered by his coordinator to take a couple more chances. And I think Kellen Moore should encourage him to do so, because he is there's so many weapons, and he is remarkably accurate.
Your last pick.
That's hard. Is this the end of a second tier for you? Is this the end of, or a tier in general for you? Is there somebody else you might put in the tier? Don't tell me who, just yes or no. It would suffice. No. Okay. And it might not be for me either. Last pick. I'm torn between 3. One is Dak. The other one is Aaron. And the third one I think is the one I'm going to take.
Okay.
I think I'm going to take Russell Wilson. Let's go. Let's go. He's not over. He's not done. He's not done, baby.
No.
Yes.
Who are
Yes.
you, Sean Payton?
Let's go. Still has a big arm. Still has a cannon for an arm. 6th in the NFL with 11 completions of over 40-plus yards, and 4th in the NFL with 54 completions of over 20 yards. He holds on to the ball too long. 55 sacks last year. Some of those, a large portion of those, is because he's holding on to the ball, trying to make a play. But I think that the let Russ cooks, all great chefs need what, Jessica? What do they need? They need ingredients,
chef?
and they need a sous chef. Good answer.
Thanks.
He didn't have a sous chef last year. It was just, hey, Russ, go out there and make things happen. And they were a remarkably injured
my
team. They were really
God.
injured along the offensive line as well. Sean Payton comes in. Who's a better sous chef than Sean Payton? He served as Drew Brees' sous chef. How did Drew do? Let's go. Give me Russell Wilson.
You have put me in such a conundrum by such a shocking, so bold, so brave. Also, the fact that you have both Geno Smith and Russell Wilson on your draft board is just beautiful. I really don't know who to take now. I don't think Russell Wilson is done, but I do not think Russell Wilson is a top 10 quarterback in the league next season, and I would not put him in my second tier. And I would include a handful of quarterbacks in that second tier. You have cornered me into a position where I can't take who I want to take.
Take who you want to take. Why can't you? Who cares?
All right.
Is there a penalty for this?
Yes.
Is somebody going to meet you outside?
My brain is going to be upset
We've
because I
established.
do believe.
Wait. And you're making me say something negative here.
Oh.
We established that your brain is cruddy because your brain told you not to wear that gorgeous top. Your brain has no clue. It's weird me being so nice,
You're right.
isn't it?
This is not an Ivy League brain. This is a USC brain, and sometimes it slips and falls. I'm not going to take Trevor Lawrence, even though that would be who I would trend towards based on the comeback that he led. It's very easy to grasp onto Trevor Lawrence transitioning out of being in the Urban Meyer cocoon and blossoming into a beautiful butterfly and now finally showing what he can do. Someone who throws 4 interceptions in the first half of a game and proceeds to lead his team back to a 31-30 win. Like, there's so much there to be excited about. And I think the Jags are going to be really, really good this season. That said, yeah, I do. I think they're going to win the AFC South. We'll talk about it as we move through the preseason. I am taking Kirk Cousins with my 5th pick. Kirk Cousins, who led the biggest comeback in the history of the league last season. I do not care that it was against the Indianapolis Colts, and I do not care that many people look at the Vikings and think to themselves, they won 11 one-score games last season. And you could look at that as the luck of the football gods being on their side, or you could look at it as Kirk Cousins led 8 fourth-quarter game-winning drives. He also ended the Vikings season with a check down 5 yards short. But the potential for Kirk Cousins is there. Obviously, Kevin O'Connell has put the ball in his hands more. The Vikings, in his early years there, a lot of focus on the run game. Now Kirk Cousins is having the opportunity to throw the ball a little bit more. He's thrown for 25-plus touchdowns every season in Minnesota. People's first reaction to Kirk Cousins is always meh. But I am ready to stand tall and support Kirk Cousins as being better than meh and being one of my top 10 quarterbacks in the league next season. And was I slightly skewed by watching the propaganda machine of Kirk Cousins on the quarterback documentary? You betcha. But I'm taking him.
It'll be interesting to see how that connection with Justin Jefferson continues to grow, one of the best young receivers in the NFL.
Correct.
And Kirk does a good job of getting him the ball in space and letting him create, because he is such an athlete. And sometimes with some of these receivers, that's all you need to do. You just need to hit them in their arms going, hit them in space, and they'll make the yards after the catch. You hit Justin Jefferson on a good timing pattern, a good slant, 4 yards, 5 yards, and he can just take off. He can go by you as well, and Kirk does a good job of getting him the ball. I'll be interested to see what that offense looks like without Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook was one of the more dynamic running backs, and let's see if Kirk Cousins, and let's see how Kirk Cousins makes up for the loss of production from that particular position.
Kirk Cousins as quarterback of the stinky poo Washington football team turned Commanders. 28, 33-1. Kirk Cousins as a quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings, 46, 33-1. Who? Who did other Jacob say is
other
better
Jacob
than Lamar?
said something about Matthew Stafford. I'm not
We're not
dignifying
please.
that. I'm not
we have
dignifying
dignity on this
Matthew
show.
Stafford threw how many touchdowns last year?
Well, Matthew Stafford was hurt all of last season.
Okay.
Matthew Stafford won a Super Bowl.
When he played.
Other Jacob says he's better than four people on our list.
When Matthew Stafford played, Matthew Stafford had a stretch of games where he only threw like 9 touchdown passes. And if we're talking about durability questions, do you not have that about an agent Stafford who didn't play a whole bunch last year? That's just me.
I do think it's interesting that neither of us did take Aaron Rodgers. And I can't at this point. The man's going to turn 40 in the middle of next season. And we saw this happen with Tom Brady, the greatest of all time. Eventually, your body just starts to deteriorate as a quarterback. And Aaron Rodgers relied on his legs way more than Tom Brady ever did.
We don't know when that happens though. And it happens all at once. To Brady's credit, and part of the reason Brady was able to continue to play into his 40s, he had a quick release. I talked about Joe Burrow's quick draw. Brady was faster than that. And so he got the ball out there quickly. Now, with Aaron Rodgers, it is what was that receiving core? You got to have somebody to throw the ball to if you're going to get it out quickly. And that receiving core, particularly the last year in Green Bay, was not a core of guys who got open quick. The 2 seasons before that, Rodgers' MVP seasons, they kind of were. And this Jets receiving core is reminding people a little bit more of that group of Packers receivers as opposed to last year's group. Now, it didn't hurt. And by it didn't hurt, I mean it helped a lot to have Devontae Adams out there. So there needs to be somebody to emerge from the Jets camp practices, what have you, maybe Garrett Wilson, who can go out there and do some of the things that one of the best football players in the NFL can do in Devontae Adams. So I'm interested to see what Rodgers is. He was somebody who I wanted to take, who I thought about taking. Dak was the only other one on my list.
Dak's right on the fringe, and that's where that tier drops off.